Chapter 26. And it happened, when he ended these words, that he said to his Talmudim, You know that from now and unto 2 days will be the Pesach. Then the son of El will be betrayed and hanged. Then all the great priests and the elders of the people gathered together in the palace of the ruler of the priests, who was called Caiaphas. And they held a council against Yeshua, how they would be able to kill him with deceit. But they said, Let us not do it on the day of the feast, lest the people be raised up. Now when Yeshua was in Beit Anya, in the house of Shimon leper, a woman approached him with an alabaster container full of precious ointment, and she poured it upon his head while he was eating at the table. But when the Talmudim saw it, they were very grieved, and they thought, Why did she make this loss? For this ointment was worthy to be sold for great value, and that a man should give the value to the poor ones. But Yeshua, who knew it, said to them, Why are you angry about this woman? For she did a good deed to me. For you will always have the poor ones with you, but I will not always be with you. And this woman put this ointment on my body to embalm me. Truly I say to you, that in every place where these good tidings will be reported in all the world, they will tell what she did in remembrance of me. Then one of his 12 Talmudim, who was called Yehuda Ishkariot, went to the chiefs of the priests and said to them, What do you want to give that I should deliver Yeshua to you? So they vowed to give him 30 coins of silver. And from then and onwards he sought how he would be able to betray him. And a former day of Pesach, the Talmudim came and said to him, In what place do you want that we prepare the Pesach? Then Yeshua said, Go unto the city, and that man whom you will find, say to him, The rabbi says that his time is near. With you he wants to keep the Pesach, with his Talmudim. So the Talmudim did as Yeshua commanded them, and prepared the Pesach. And then it was evening, and he sat by the table to eat with his 12 Talmudim. And they were eating, and he said to them, Truly I say to you, that one of you will betray me. And when they heard this, they were exceedingly anxious, and every one began to say, Adon, is it I? So he answered, He who places his hand with me into the dish, he will betray me. And a man who walks with me will betray the son of Eloah, as it was prophesied of him. Woe to him, to the man by whom the son of the virgin will be betrayed. It would have been a good thing for him if he had not been born. Then that man, Yehuda, who delivered him, answered and said, Rabbi, is it I? So Yeshua answered and said to him, You are saying it. And when they sat to eat, Yeshua took the bread and blessed it, and did a prayer of thanksgiving, and broke it, and said, Take and eat, for this is my body. And afterwards he took the cup, and did a prayer of thanksgiving, and gave it to them, and said, Drink this, all of you, for this is the blood of the new, which will be shed to atone for your iniquities. And I say to you faithfully, that from now and onward I will not drink of this smoothness of the vine, until that day that I will drink it with you anew in the kingdom of my Father. And when they had said thanksgiving, this is, that they did a prayer of thanksgiving, they went out to the Mount of Olives. Then Yeshua said to his Talmudim, All of you will be offended because of me in this night, for it is written, I will smite the shepherd, and the flock will be scattered from the troop. But when I will stand up alive, I will be before you in Galilee." So Kepha answered and said to him, "Even if all of them will be offended because of you, I will never be offended." But Yeshua said to him, "Truly, I say to you that in this night, before the rooster will crow, you will be denying me 3 times. And Kepha said unto him, "Even if I have to die with you, I will not deny you." And all the Talmudim said likewise. And then Yeshua came with them into an area which is called Gat Sheminah. Then he said unto his Talmudim, "Sit here while I will go to pray." And he took Kepha and the 2 sons of Zebedee, and began to be grieved and anxious. Then he said to them, "My nephesh is anxious unto death. Wait here for me, and stay awake with me." And he went a little further, and bowed his face, and said, "My Father, if it is a possible thing, remove this death from me. However, not according to my will, only to yours." Then he came unto the Talmudim, and found them sleeping. So he said to Kepha, "Were you not able to be awake with me for 1 hour? Be awake and pray, that you do not enter into temptation. For the spirit is ready, but the flesh is weak." And a second time he went to pray, and said, "My Father, if this death is not able to pass away from me, do your will." And he came to Kepha another time, and found them sleeping, for the eyes were heavy. So he let them rest, and went to pray another time, and said that same speech. Then he came to the Talmudim, and found them sleeping, and said, "Do you sleep and rest? Behold, the hour is approaching, that the son of Eloah will be delivered into the hands of the sinners. Arise, and let us go. For behold, he who is going to betray me is approaching." And while he was speaking, behold, Yehuda, one of the 12 Talmudim, was coming, and with him a great army with swords and with staves, sent from the side of the chiefs of the priests and by the elders of the people. And he who delivered him gave this sign, saying, "Whom I will kiss is he, so take him." So he immediately came unto Yeshua and said, "May El save you, Rabbi." And he kissed him. But Yeshua said to him, "Beloved, why did you come?" And then they approached Yeshua and stretched out the hands against Yeshua and seized him. And behold, the one of them was alongside Yeshua, stretched out his hand, took out his sword, and smote one of the servants of the chiefs of the priests, and he cut off his ear. But when Yeshua said to him, "Return the sword into its place. Every man who will smite with the sword, by the sword he will die. Do you think that I am not able to pray unto my Father, that he would send to me more than 12 messengers? However, how will you then fulfill the scriptures? Thus it is obligated that it be done." In that hour Yeshua said to the crowds, "Did you come out with swords and with staves to seize me, as if I were a thief? All the day I was with you, teaching in the sanctuary, and you did not lay hold of me. But all of this is done in order that you may fulfill the writings of the prophets." Then all the Talmudim forsook him and fled. So they seized Yeshua and led him to Caiaphas, the chief of the priests, to the place where the wise ones, knowing writing, and the elders of the sanctuary were gathered. And Kepha followed after him from afar unto the place of Caiaphas, the chief of the priests, and went inside and sat with the leaders in order that he might see the end. Then the chiefs of the priests and all the assembly sought false witnesses against Yeshua, so that they would be able to deliver him to death. But they did not find them, although many false witnesses did come. And afterwards came 2 lying witnesses anew, and they said, "This man said, I am able to destroy the sanctuary of El, and to restore it after 3 days." Then the chief of the priests stood up and said to Yeshua, "Do you not respond to the witnesses that these made against you?" But Yeshua was quiet. So the chief of the priests said to him, "I adjure you by the living El that you tell us whether you are Mashiach, the son of the living El." Then Yeshua said to him, "You are saying it. Truly I say to you, that you will also see the Son of the Virgin sitting to the right side of El, and coming with the clouds of the heavens." Then the chief of the priests rent his garment and said, "This man speaks blasphemy. How does it seem to you?" So they answered, saying, "He is worthy to die." They spat in his face and smote him. And some others gave him great blows, saying, "Prophesy, who smote you?" And Kepha was sitting outside the palace, and a certain maidservant drew near to him, saying, "Also you were with Yeshua of Galilee." But he denied it before all, saying, "I do not know what you are saying." As he went out by the door, the other maidservant said to those who were there, "Also this man was with Yeshua of Nazareth." But he again denied with an oath that he did not know that man. And a little later, those who were standing there approached Kepha and said, "You are one of them, for your speech bears witness." And then he began to deny and to swear that he did not know that man. And immediately the rooster crowed. Then Kepha remembered the word of Yeshua, and said to him that before the rooster would crow, he would be denying him 3 times. And he went outside and wept exceedingly in bitterness.